welcome to part 3 of the Sunless 3C playthrough, in which our captain, Citizen Duncan, continues to explore the Unterzee and the area around Fallen London. Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at what we did last time we played. So it's part 3. We've done one voyage, basically, per session. Our first voyage went to the... Actually, we did two voyages in the first session, I should say. They were shorter voyages. We went east to what we saw was Gator's Morn. Let's just take a quick look at the map, see what we've done so far. Yeah, so our first play session, we started in London, obviously here, on the western coast of the Unterzee. This is the map that we've charted so far of the Unterzee. And we stopped at a few places. I think we went to Hunter's Keep. We went here first. We hit Gator's Morn. That's like a pirate cove, or not a pirate cove, but like a little pirate outpost kind of area. Well, it's not an outpost. It's a town that pirates frequent and visit, I should say. Just trying to set the context for the story we've had so far here. We swung back to Hunter's Keep. We found that's where there were some sisters, in a house on the island there. They have some relation with the gods of the sea, Storm, Salt, and Stone, I believe. We haven't really learned much about what that entails, but we have learned some inklings of that those are the gods of the Unterzee. And we made our way back to Fallen London, and like I said earlier in other playthroughs, sort of the main focus I'm trying to do is figure out what this particular objective entails. The game calls it Book of Sharps, and the description the game gives is raise the anarchist to prominence. In my earlier playthroughs, I made a note here where I thought it might be related to the Iron Republic. So on the first playthrough, we went south here. We also had a Admiralty quest to go to the main canal anyway, so it ended up aligning nicely with my goals, where we went to Mutton Island, found some people hanging out on it was basically like a suburb of London when London sank, and it's just like some people hanging out. The main canal, which is where apparently there's a canal, a series of locks that goes up to the surface. So Fallen London is underground, as the name would imply. So we went there, and then we ended up here in the Iron Republic. We talked to some of the people there. It's like a city of people who were either exiled from Hell or rebelled against Hell. I'm not quite sure. We haven't really learned the full story yet about what their role is in the Unterzee. Some relation to Hell, which has some other relation to Fallen London. And we did a little bit of sailing around, just sort of defogged the map. We were running low on supplies, though. We got to Grangia, which is like a military naval outpost for London, and then we made our way. Actually, we made our way up here to Visage, which was a weird place of masks. We did a series of missions there where we donned a series of masks. And then we sailed our way back up here to Command Canal and back to Fallen London. That was the end of the first playthrough. Second playthrough, we picked up a passenger that wanted to go north, and we also had some missions, one of our officers, and also we met a shady fellow who tasked us to go northeast rather, to Mount Palmerston. So we had a confluence of events that led us to the north in the second playthrough. We went to Venderbite, which is where we took the passenger who was they called it a tomb colonist. I guess Venderbite is where Londoners go when they're ready to retire, become a tomb colonist in some fashion or the other. We took a brief detour up here at Wither and Codex. Didn't really learn a lot about what was going on up here, but there was some thing you could do in Wither to remove curses if you've been cursed by the gods, although we don't have any curses, so we didn't stay there for long. Codex, we didn't really learn anything interesting there. We got the port report, but I don't think anything eventful happened to us at the time. And we made our way over to Mount Palmerston, where to me it sounded like it was like the lords of Hell, or some nobles from Hell had been exiled. They had left, like there was some kind of a rebellion, and like there was like the common folk had taken over and founded the Iron Republic, and like the lords or the nobles had founded sort of an outpost here on Mount Palmerston. We did some quests with one of our officers, and we did some other. We bought some goods for someone in London who was requesting them from Mount Palmerston, and then we had the Admiralty goal or the strategic information quest from the Admiralty was to find something to the east, a town called Polythreme, and we actually had a couple other quests in Polythreme. So the goal when we left Mount Palmerston was to sail south and try to find Polythreme. We didn't succeed in that goal. We found a bunch of other places, Demo Island, where there's a fungine station, something to do with mushrooms. We've just sort of started the games. We haven't learned a lot in detail about any of these particular locations, but we've kind of been to each of them once or maybe twice. But we went south from Demo Island, and we continued to the east. We were trying to find um, Polythreme. Did find it. We found Station 3, and from there we found the Khanate, which is like a Oriental civilization. Apparently they've been under in the Unterzee longer than London, and there's some sort of a rivalry going on between Fallen London and the Khanate. But we haven't learned much more about what all that entails yet. In any case, we were running low on hull. Actually, we'd taken some damage in a couple of skirmishes we had along the way, and our ship is the starter ship, so we don't have a lot of hull strength. So we were pretty low on hull strength. So I was dubious to explore even farther to the east at the time. So we started making our way back, hit the Shepherd Isles, where we found some people, some old guys gabbing on the dock and hanging out. We hit the Abbey Rock, which is labeled as the Sisterhood, although we didn't gain access to the town or the Sisterhood outpost on Abbey Rock, so we didn't really learn much there yet. We went south a little bit more. We went east a little bit more. We found the Pigmoat Isle, in which there was two factions at war. There was some rats and some guinea pigs fighting for control of the island. We sided with the rats. Being a veteran soldier, they were the more militaristic society, so I felt inclined to follow our character's inclinations in that direction. It looked like there would be more to uncover later on. Like there's an ongoing struggle on the island, and different factions were competing there still, or the same two factions were competing. I mean, the rats are in control now, and the guinea pigs are sort of subjugated. But there was different, like there was a civilization meter, there was a might meter, and a spirit meter, sort of representing like the morale or the different aspects of civilization on this island. So this can go up and down. So I'm sure we'll head back there at some point and engage with that again. But again, at this point, we were pretty low on health or hull strength, so we started making our way back to London. We found the salt lions along the way back. It wasn't much to do there. There was some mission that involved carrying cargo back and forth between London, but we didn't have the capacity to carry that cargo, so we just ignored it for now. Ended up back in Fallen London, which is where we're going to start today. The main goal of this play session is going to be to find Poly 3, and we still have that Fallen London Admiralty quest as well as a number of other people who mentioned that they want to do something in Poly 3. So we're just going to head due east, which is the only thing we know about where Poly 3 is, and just try to find Poly 3. We'll go through Gators Moor again. Maybe we'll hit Hunter's Keep again along the way. There's one more sister. There was 3 sisters in Hunter Keep. We've dined with 2 of them. We've gotten the gods' attention for the 2 of the gods of the sea. Maybe we'll dine with the 3rd one and get the third some information about the 3rd god of the sea. Gators Moor. There were some tales of a pirate poet. We didn't learn much there the first time. Maybe we'll try to stop there again as well. But ultimately, we're going to try to find Polythreme and hopefully earn some money. It's interesting. I talked a little bit about the mechanics of the game in the very first play session, where it's sort of a Iron Man survival roguelike system, as well as mostly story, which we've been mostly engaged in the story aspects as we've been sailing around. But I mentioned that this character, was a sign of a legacy. So we've actually inherited a number of things, including some heirlooms which we've been selling to fund our voyages. But it reminded me back when you start the game for the very first time, you don't have any of that. And yeah, I mean, like we've been spending money left and right. Like we have sold 2 of our heirlooms, which for like 1,000 each, and we still have 800. We're down to 827. But like, and we actually inherited like $1,000 or 1,000 echoes when we started the game as well. But like, if we were poor, like we couldn't have done any of that. Like as a fresh character, like we would have, like how we wouldn't even be able to afford like the fuel and the supplies we've been buying to go out on these different voyages. Like we'd have to just stay very close to shore and just do the port reports repeatedly of the nearby places before we can even like get enough fuel or supplies to do any of these farther reaching voyages. So we sort of this playthrough has sort of skipped that part of the game because like I've done that in the past. Although, as I mentioned, the last time I really played this game was probably 8 or 10 years ago. Um, but this is the same save file and the same legacy that my captains have passed on from one to the other. So we have a nice little nest egg of supplies and heirlooms and things like that that we can use to fund these voyages. It makes the game a lot more. It probably looks like it's a lot simpler because I'm playing it with some previous knowledge and this stockpile of resources. But like if you really start the game fresh, you're gonna spend a lot of the time in like this area around London just because you can go out and get the port reports each time. You take the port reports back to the Admiralty, and you get some small amount of supplies. In fact, let's go over that right now because we ended our mission. We haven't repaired our ship. We haven't turned in any of our port reports or anything like that. So let's go ahead and do that now as we get started here. This was one of the things we did at Mount Palmerston. We bought the 7 devil bone dice that this particular character was interested in London. We also went to Wither, although I had actually forgotten when we were up there that we could have actually done one of these two requests. We could have actually done this one because we did go to Wither. It wasn't part of our plan. Let's just take a quick look if I have notes in Wither, what it would have cost us to get 7 Muter Salt. We don't need to do that because we did this one. I'm just curious though to see like, okay, Wither. So in my notes, okay, so 1 Muter Salt you can buy, but it costs 5 Z stories. So Z stories are not money, but they're a sort of currency along with other things like Tales of Terror and Memories of Distant Shores that you can exchange with different characters in the Unterzee as sort of a way of like barter, like you're trading tales, stories for something that you want in exchange for something that they want. So we could have actually traded, what did I say it was? Was it memories? No, it was Z stories. So we only have 1 Z story in our possession. So there's no way we could have bought 5 Muter Salt with Z stories. That would have cost like 30 or whatever to complete these other objective for this guy. So it says you can fulfill either one of his 2 requests. This one would have been a lot harder. We weren't able to do that at this point in the game, but we did have money because we inherited money. And actually, these Devil Dome Bites they weren't even very expensive. They were only like 20 echoes, which is like the price of one supply. Yeah, I mean it's like the price of one supply, which you eat through like, in like 30 seconds to a minute of sailing around. So yeah, I mean, this definitely seems like the cheaper of the two. They might have different outcomes though. I don't know, but we'll find out right now what happens here. So we have done this. We will see that they definitely sold these. So it looks like he's going to pay us 500. Okay, so he would have given us 700 echoes if we'd done this version. So this one's worth more, but like I said, this actually would have been a lot harder to do unless you've already played the game for a while and had already, gathered a bunch of stories from the world. But we did this one, so we'll see what happens. When I was a boy, I asked my nurse, when you break a law, what happens to the pieces? Now I know. Now I know. But I need something else. Devil bone dice. The nature of these yellowish morsels is unclear, except they are unlikely to be composed of deceased devils. They are kept in sealed canisters, possibly as ammunition. When you break a law, what happens to the pieces? Now I know. Okay, well, very cryptic. He has a further request. Speak to him further or check your journal. He now has 2 of a dream and a scheme. So he's a schemer. He's got something going on. We got the 500. We do need more money. Like I said, we've been spending money a lot faster than we've been bringing it in. And one of the early game goals I want to do is to buy some of these better ships. And we just haven't really been earning money in any way. Like I said, we've been spending money faster than we've been earning. Okay, so now we have 2 new requests from this guy. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We can get 7 lamentable relics for 500 echoes, or 7 sacks of dark drop coffee beans for so this one's more expensive. In fact, I think we saw somewhere already that we could have bought coffee. Let's see what I have in my notes here. I haven't been to any of these cities yet, but somewhere we went already in this playthrough. I am fairly certain. Was it Rack? No, that's underwater area. We don't have the submarine yet. The submarine is the DLC, which there's like a second map when you go underwater. Let's see, Sovereign Island. No, we haven't done that. Just trying to find where have we been? Because I thought I remember seeing coffee beans in this playthrough already, but maybe I'm wrong. No, I mean none of these places are places that we've been in this playthrough, so. I guess not. Okay, well let's make a note of this and then we'll just see. We haven't found any lamentable relics. Does he give you any indication of where you can find these things? Something sorrowful. We all know where to find human skulls. Do we? We all know where to find human skulls. I appreciate that it can be difficult to negotiate for them. 500 echoes, no questions asked. Okay, let's make a note of what he actually wants here. This is the Venturer. 7x lamentable relics or 7x dark drop coffee, I believe is what it's called. Sack of dark drop coffee beans, yeah. So this guy says it can be found in Adams Way, Port Cornelian. We have to go to Port Cornelian to get the submarine. Or the Kane. We've been to the Kane, although they didn't really let us do anything there because we were a foreigner and they don't really engage much with the foreigners. You have to get some type of a business license to operate in their area. But we'll make a note that that's where these might be. This one just says we all know where to find human skulls. Do we have any notes about lamentable relics? Lamentable relics. And the Army Scholar here in London will take them. That's not what we're looking for, though. We need ways to get them. Irem, we haven't been to Irem. It's another city somewhere in the game. These are notes from my previous playthroughs. Like I said, I started this one note in 2016 when I first started playing this game, and it has quite a few notes in it, but not all the things in here we've actually found in this particular playthrough yet. Yeah, I don't see. Oh, Isle of Codex. Okay, we did go to Codex last time we played. But this guy also, well, this mission or quest or story also involves giving relics, which is not what we're looking for at this point in the game. We're trying to find ways to get relics. Something in Low Barnet, maybe. Something in Scrimshander. Something in Anth. I don't know. We'll have to find it as we play through the game, but I don't actually. This particular game, we haven't found any way to get relics yet, but we made a note of it. So the other thing we did, we delivered the crate of unblemished souls or something for this particular character to Mount Palmerston. So see what he has to say. Souls delivered. What a propitious and encouraging occasion this is to meet again, here in this place which has been so very fortunate for us both. Allow me to shake you warmly by the hand, since you have demonstrated your unswerving commitment to fair dealing and honest conveyage. Very good. My patron will toast you. I'm getting the impression that this guy has something to do with the devils, something to do with hell, perhaps. I don't know if they're at war with London or just like, you know, frenemies of some sort. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, so my patron will toast you. You can accept the payment. You do not need to cover your costs. Well, we do need money. Refuse payment. Announce to the Prime Minister that this pays your debt and you're done. Well, I think we would just accept our payment. We're a veteran of a war. We're not really deceitful in any way. We didn't have any ulterior motives to doing his particular delivery, so we'll just take our payment. An encouraging leer. Here is your compensation, a little fuel and a few barrels of biscuits, what a certain other captain has widely surrendered for the common good. I will take the good word to my patron, and if I am a man of my word, we will see each other again. Unless a whale eats you, of course, in which case I hope you will not think poorly of me for wishing that we will not. 200 echoes. You were paid. 5 fuel, 2 supplies. Pretty decent amount of money and supplies for this part of the game. Oh, a little request. Once more we find ourselves here on the quayside, what is, I suppose you might say, the lip of the well of opportunities. Let us both drink deeply from this well. By which I mean, my patron has a task for you. Take a payment across the ocean and bring back a little package. Agree. Of course, if you return to London without the package, I will probably have something sharp to say about it. Refuse. Announce that your debt is paid and you're done. Well, like I said, we're engaged with this character and we're mostly a straightforward person. We'll just sort of go along with what he wants, unless there's something obviously that conflicts with our character's missions. Here's the money, don't lose it. Ooh, 1,000 echoes. Now bring the package back here. It is my hearty recommendation that you avoid the ungentle attentions of the excise. I believe that's like the customs people. On account, if you return without the package, it is no interest to my patron whether you have lost it or had it taken from you. Good luck. If you return to London without an unstamped crate of brilliant souls before completing this task, there's a risk the blind bruiser will take offense. You've been asked to click a package from Polythreme, which is where we need to go, in the Sea of Voices. Okay, well, we know it's in the Sea of Voices. That's good. We didn't know that before. But we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait to smuggle this crate back to London. So we might have to buy a better ship because we mentioned last time that there's an F slot where you can equip. Let's see which shop sells it. A secure compartment that says it will ensure that no one gets in and out with the key. This will help protect against acquisitive passengers and over lively cargo. I mean, that's not. Maybe that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of something we need to like hide from the customs officers. Like we need to hide. We need to smuggle some goods in. I mean, maybe this will help with that. I'm not sure, but it says protects against passengers and over lively cargo. We don't have any over lively cargo. But in any case, we need a ship that has room for that kind of thing. We like so this is the starter ship. We don't have an aft compartment at all. So I think before we leave London, now that we've been told that we can't return without this basically contraband, we're gonna need a way to smuggle it back. So we'll definitely might have to sell off some of our echoes. Let's finish turning things in, and then we'll see where we stand money-wise. Okay, so we haven't passed on our strategic information yet. Wait, no. Did we? I thought we had to go to Polythreme to finish the mission we were on. Objective. Admiralty. Receive strategic information from Polythreme somewhere at a good way east to you. Yeah, we haven't actually done this yet. But we do have strategic information, I guess, somehow. Must have got it through a different quest, and you can just turn it. You can turn in any strategic information. Doesn't have to be the one that they requested, I suppose. I'm not seeing it listed in our inventory anywhere. Let's see what happens if we say we're gonna pass it. It says It says we have one. Okay, well, we've turned it in. We've turned these in before. We now have 8 favors. So one thing you can do with favors is you can exchange them for fuel. Right here it says. So like I said, early in the game, when you start a fresh save file, you don't actually have any money. So a lot of the way you get fuel is this, turning in favors for fuel. At least that's what I recall. Let's turn in all our port reports. That's just one thing we can do. We went to Hunter's Keep. I don't think anything interesting changed there. Okay, so so it remains unchanged at 8. Okay, we should actually spend some then. Since we can't get more than 8 apparently. Hearts challenge. Let's equip all the officers that improve our hearts. So we have a mascot, the Comatose Ferret, gives us hearts +1. We have the Merciless Modiste, he's a first officer, who gives us hearts +1. And those are the only options we have available. So we've improved our hearts by 2. But maybe that will help us with this modest challenge here. Exchange 1 point of favor for 2 to 3 fuel. Success. The quartermaster is not usually friendly, but you have enough sailors' jokes and harbor gossip to set her laughing nostalgically. She is remarkably liberal about her measurement of fuel. You exceed it and gain 3 fuel. Well, one thing I mentioned, we can only hold so much in our hold here. We currently are at 34 out of 40. Some of it is taken up by this Zoop and Shintalak. We had some use for this Zoop. I think I was talking to one of our officers wanted something to do with Zoop. This is for raising your stats. Again, like one thing you can do with these secrets is you can talk with your officers and you can raise your stats. So we have 14 of them, so maybe we should consider start raising some of our stats up a bit. Can't use this guy. I don't think this guy has anything. Oh, this guy wants to. We have this written down. He wants to go to the Sea of Lilies. I'm trying to recall. We do need to raise our pages in order to engage this particular story with the tireless mechanic. Ensure that your pages is at least 20 point higher than your hearts. He enjoys the life of the mind. Do we have to raise our pages at the exclusion of our hearts in order to do whatever this is? Ah, this person, she wanted to do something with the Zoop. So in the interest of clearing out things that are taking up space in our hold, let's see if we can. Okay, well you can sell solace fruit here, but you can't buy it. I guess we'll just have to hold the Zoop in our inventory. We could actually sell the Zoop itself for 70. Actually, we bought it for a lot less than 70, didn't we? If we had a bigger hold, we could just do a supply run where we just buy Zoop for Oh no, I guess it was 70. It's the same price. Never mind. We bought it for 70 in Mount Palmerston, and I did make a note though that the ambiguous Eolith sells for 70. I think it's random though. Like it can either sell for 70 or it can sell for 1. I think I made a note somewhere else that like on average it sells for 35, which is exactly what you buy it for. So if you get lucky, you could make a profit off it, but it's not guaranteed. Um, anyway, it's a bit of a digression. We were trying to, so we figured out what the Zoop was for, but we can't use it yet because we also need a solace fruit, which you can sell here but not buy. Do I have a note that we're looking for a solace fruit for this character? This is the Modiste character. Yeah, 1 solace fruit. Oh, we've made a note that you can get them in the Wisp Ways near the Mangrove College. Okay, well we haven't found that yet in this playthrough. Okay, so we turned in 1 point of Admiralties. Let's turn a couple more because we have more port reports to turn in anyway, and we're gonna need a lot more fuel than 8 to go wherever we're planning to go. So we'll just turn in a couple more. Oh, now we have 20. Oh, I guess this UI doesn't update until you close the book, but we now have 20 fuel, down to 6. Let's turn in some of our port. I don't know how many port reports we have. You get 1 favor. Yeah, you get 1 favor per. We also need to repair our ship. That's another thing we can do is use the favors to repair our ship. That would be in the dockyard again, the dry dock rather. Yeah, let's use some of these favors to do a repair of our hull. Although if we're going to change our ship, maybe that might have been a waste actually. Oh well. One thing about this game is you cannot quit, you cannot save and reload. You just got to deal with the effects of your decisions, the consequences as they were. Rapid efficiency. All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well very quickly. It only cost 24 echoes. Didn't it say it was going to cost 25? It's like some kind of a rounding error in this game. Yeah, it said 25. Okay, well, whatever. And let's turn the rest of our port reports again here. Up to 5. Submitted. A high-risk challenge. Shepherd Isles. It's a Veils challenge. It's a bit of a min-max thing. It's probably unnecessary, but to see if any of our officers increase our Veils. 3 Veils. She already increases it by 3 Veils. 29. Wait, did it go up or down? I mean, this guy gave 2 Veils, so I assume it went up. Succeeded. Oh no! So now we have too much stuff on our hold. This is what I was trying to avoid. Well, let's throw away this flare. We haven't been using flares very frequently. Okay, well, before we go any further, let's see if we can buy a ship that has a larger hold. Because we are at capacity. This one's only 40. I mean, we could buy this one, which is like basically a cargo ship. But it's 7th up. We have to sell a bunch of our heirlooms to do so. I was not anxious to do this at the beginning because I think it's slow. I mean, I want this one, but 14, anywhere close to 14,000 echoes. I mean, I suppose I can sell some. I mean, this one's only 40. This one we have. This, no, this isn't the one we have. This is the one we. That's the one we have. This one's even smaller though, 30. This is the one we have, 40. That one's just a little rowboat or whatever. Well, I mean, if I did buy this, I could easily do. I guess 30 crew quarter. You'd have to fill up a lot more crew. In theory, it's gonna be a lot more expensive to operate this boat because it's gonna take more fuel. You're gonna have more crew. You're gonna have to feed more supplies. I guess we'll just have to deal with what we have. Can I sell? Maybe I don't need this barrel of parabola. Oh, actually, we can give him to the alarming scholar, right? He like likes a lot of this stuff. Okay, well he doesn't like. He'll take the ambiguous Elith out of our hold. That's in our hold, right? No, doesn't count. These curiosities don't count as hold space. Hold space. He doesn't take Shintalak. He's not interested in Shintalak. Well, let's give him the ambiguous Elos just to see what happens here. Some of these things were made as tools. Some just look that way. A relic! Oh, I see the nap marks clearly. I rather think it was no human hand that shaped this either. something from before, or at least I liked to think it, and that's what's most important. We've increased our favors with, I believe this is him, and we've gained 70 echoes. So we got lucky. So we bought this for 35 in Mount Palmerston, and we essentially have traded it for 70. So we've doubled our. So if we had a bit large hold, we could have like stocked up on a bunch of these, come back here and try to sell them back to him. I think it's repeatable, right? It doesn't say it's repeatable. Okay, maybe it's not. We also have one of these. We have two of these. But again, these don't take up. Those don't take up hold space. Just the cargo. I'll probably end up selling some of this stuff. Can we sell the Shintalak? I hate to sell it because we might need it later, but we just don't have hold space for. I guess we could sell our fuel for 2. We have a glut of fuel basically is the problem, and nothing to really do with it. There's no way to like store extra goods that I'm aware of, other than buying a larger ship. Maybe I should buy one of these. I want to get a better ship though first. I was thinking that we would end up buying this one, mainly because it has more holes, so we could actually do a little bit more combat. Oh yeah, and also we need an aft slot. We need a ship that has an aft slot. Well, it doesn't have an aft slot. Okay, well I think I've convinced myself that we're going to buy the ponderous merchant cruiser because, one, we need to be able to smuggle contraband back to London, and two, we're already out of hold space. We haven't even finished turning in our port reports. Okay, well let's sell some of our. It was 7,000, I believe. We'll just sell some of our heirlooms. As a child does. Sell your parents' heirlooms for money. Oh, we had basically just enough. Well, this is going to be quite a different voyage this time. Azure, okay. Because we're going to be quite a bit slower than we were last time. And now we can hold 120 cargo now. Okay, well, go back to turning in our port reports now that we have room to hold the fuel. Wait, this is the wrong thing, sorry. Turn in port report. I think we only had a couple left, but we'll turn them in. Station 3. Omitted. This is my colleague, Mr. Villain, the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villain, this good captain's report is here. If you would care to, yes, the fire is already lit. Let us. There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. They burned the port report? Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here's your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. 100 echoes for that port report. Control 8. So I think we can only get 8, right? Didn't we turn in a port report when we already had 8? We still have a bunch of port reports to turn in. Holy crap. What else can we do with the... Well, is it actually... Let's just make sure. Let's pick one of the farther away ones. Let's do, like, Pigmoat Isle. Oh, no, it does go up higher. Okay, it just doesn't go up higher with the close port reports, I guess. Report submitted. Are you sure? This was the rats and the guinea pigs. You have seen firsthand the rodent war. Okay, so this is still going up. For some reason I thought we were capped, and so I wanted to spend that currency before we turned in the rest of these reports, but does that seem like that is the case? Submitted report of Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Salt Lions. The Bazaar has taken interest in this place. Codex. Exiled for giving answers. That's Wizard for you. Anything new? Quaker's Haven. This place probably won't go up. Yeah, because this one is like right next to the town. It's only worth 5 echoes. You still get 1 fuel though. Demo Island. You have been to Demo's Gate. We have. And yeah, so we turned in a lot of port reports. We actually went to a lot of ports on that last voyage. I didn't actually remember that we went to quite so many. Okay, we do have a free night. We may as well do this. Actually, let's go to our lodgings. Can read the morning paper. We do want to get the fresh news. We do want to get the news. Lose terror, gain supplies. Again, all these things we've been doing, like if we hadn't upgraded our ship ahead of time, we would have been just throwing away stuff because we can only hold 40 things. And I could have sold this Shintalak and the Parabola and in the Zoop, but even that would have only gained us 5 more hold slots, and we're already at 48. And we need the Zoop for the mission for the Medist, and I don't know, maybe we need some of this other stuff at some point too. I don't know. Like I really don't like that starter ship because it just can't hold anything. Maybe we'll buy the secure compartment in case we need that when we smuggle stuff back in. Only sadly, our family only has one heirloom left. We sold everything else. Okay, back to London. Sorry, we'll go carouse the docks for a bit. 'Cause it helps reduce your terror and whatnot. You were fortunate. You lost 5 terror. You lost 10 echoes. You have already had 1 recent news, but that's fine. Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub fire. So we got the romance option again. Last time we didn't do anything here. Again, I'm not interested in doing romance yet in this game. Oh, we have less than half of our crew. Yeah, like I said, we have a bigger ship now. So we're going to have to hire some more crew before we leave. But we did have a relaxing evening, and we've lost 2 terror. I could have checked if the Rose Market had anyone who wanted to buy. Oh, they actually want to buy the Shintalak here. Okay, well yeah, let's see what this does. A tattooed courier will pay well for a consignment of Shintalak. Her skin is crowded with bright ink. Her smile is cocky. A satisfied customer. It makes admirable jewelry, she explains, but exceptional tea. 2 of the market's horse-mast attendants help her wheel the box away. 105 echoes and the Rose Market has concluded. For now. Okay, so that was something we hadn't done before. Just checking we haven't done any of these things. I don't need to buy a live specimen yet. I mean, 500 is half my money, so I don't exactly know what that'll be used for. We could turn in more things to this guy. We have plenty of memories of distant shores. Like I said, we talked about. I'm not interested in getting rid of my Syrian Enigma yet. We could do one of these. I think this guy, you have to raise his favor quite a bit though before anything interesting happens. So I'd rather save my interesting things for other quests at this point in the game. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to hire more crew. Oh, new recruit. Let's do this. We have this quality here. Actually, you have 5. Unlocked with another day, a new crew. 1. You have 5. Who waits your attention? This will simply increase your crew by 1 for 5 echoes. Engage a sailor. What desperate desire has led this one to sign on? Who cares? They're very keen. Consequently, they're cheap. Alright, we lost 1 terror, gained 1 crew, and lost 5 echoes. A new phase. They come, they go. May this one live a longer than most. Oh, we need more crew, so let's keep hiring crew. 30 echoes. Rich pickings. Your tall tales find a ready audience. Scarred and seasoned men and women tramp aboard and find a place to sling their hammocks. Gain two more crew. We still need more. We're currently at less than half our crew. Okay. Keep hiring crew. 13 out of 30. Oh, we still need more. This is really gonna bite through our supplies on this run, but oh well, it is what it is. It's 15. Okay, so we're at exactly 15. I want to have a few more than half. Because you can lose your crew to various things in this game. Well, maybe we'll go for 20. That'll be a nice buffer. Okay, we got 22 crew. Okay, I don't necessarily want to feed 30 crew, but okay. So now we have an auxiliary and an aft. We already had an auxiliary. We have an aft slot. I'm thinking of buying the secure compartment if it's not too expensive. We could also buy an aft. There might be some guns you can equip aft as well. Yeah, there's like an aft gun for only 300. Maybe I'll buy one of those as well. We can like leave the gun. This one's 600. So this is 24, 24, 16, Tiger 8. What was the other one that was an aft weapon? This one, 22, 22, 16. I mean, this one's half the price, and the damage didn't seem that much different. Maybe I'll buy that one. This doesn't have a forward slot, right? No, it doesn't have a forward slot. But we will buy the rear. We'll buy the cheaper of the rear cannons for now. Not sure exactly how effective the rear cannons are. Yeah, we're really just blowing through all our money. Oh, these are different weapons as well. Oh, I don't even... I mean, I could have bought this one, but it's 3 times as much. 500, oof. I feel like there was somewhere else we saw that you could buy. I think it might have been Gators more, and maybe I'll save... I mean, if we come back without a compartment, bad things might happen. I mean, who knows? Bad things in this game just means more story. It's not necessarily like the end of the world. There was one thing that we did that I wish we had had one candle. I'm gonna buy one. We really do need some more money. Maybe we'll do that that delivery mission we just talked about, since we now have all this hold space, before we go all the way over to Polythreme, because it's pretty close to where we're at. I don't know what these weapon slots do. I'm not even sure what this UI is for. Maybe there's like weapons you can drag into here. Torpedo components? No. Yeah, maybe that's that's where the flare was when I had the flare. Well, I think we're basically done. I mean, we could definitely use some more supplies. Because like I said, we're going to be burning through food a little faster than last time. And we have a lot of hold space now, 51 out of 120. I guess there's really no reason not to buy a bunch of supplies for now. Other than I won't be able to... I mean, I guess I'm going to sell my last heirloom. Because like, this is really isn't... There's interesting things you can do in the game that require money, but like I just don't have enough money. Alright, well, there's our last heirloom. Could buy the secure compartment. Let me just look at what Gator's Morn. Did I make a note? I thought it was Gator's Morn that sold like another compartment. Is it cheaper than this one? Oh, they sell solace fruit there. 250. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to keep an eye out for a way to smuggle some goods back, potentially. Alright, well, we turned in all our reports. We got repaired. I kind of wasted some money doing the repair of my previous ship since I'm not even using it anymore, but oh well, like I said, you can't go back in this game. So we're off. Like I said, I think maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just do this. This is like that mission that involves like carrying cargo back. We have to go all the way there and come back. Maybe we'll just do it on. Maybe we'll just do it on the way back to London. We sold the last heirloom, so we don't need the money as desperately as I was thinking we might. We have 1,400. That's enough spending money. Got some pocket change. All right. Well, we're off. Try to find Polythreme. I did that thing again where I accidentally hit F. The controls are WASD, so like the D is right next to the F. If I'm not paying attention, I accidentally hit the F, but luckily it didn't explode or anything. It says, full power, beware, your engines will occasionally explode. Luckily that didn't happen. We don't have something awaits yet, so let's just hold out for a second until we get that. I don't know if you have to be moving to get something awaits. Nope, there it goes. Just have to be... get our port reports. We saw how effective those were for making money. Okay, so we've talked to Phoebe and Cynthia, I believe, or Cynthia and Phoebe. Yeah, so I think we haven't done Lucy, right? Lucy is Stone's attention, and we have the gods' attention. Yeah, we have Salt and Storm. Yeah, so we want to talk to Phoebe, or sorry, to Lucy. A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidentially a complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. Oh, I lost 10 terror. Actually, we actually need to get rid of some terror. Need a supply, lost hunger. And we now have Stone's attention. So we've got the attention of all 3 gods. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we have done it. And we have... We're not going to use our recent news. You can spend your recent news there, or sorry, you can use your recent news to talk to the sisters again, but I don't have any particular pressing need to talk to them again that I'm aware of, so I'm not going to do that at the moment. We should switch our officers up. Let's put the Blemington Navigator or Gallivanter back, just because he has more raw stats. 3 pages, or 3 mirrors, 2 pages. And I think I was using this guy by default because mirrors is like my lowest stat. So at least he raises it up a bit, 35. Sometimes you can change your officers ahead of time before you can engage a challenge. Sometimes you can't. So what's our? We have 30. We have a lot of hull now. So if this guy messes with us, I'm actually going to try to do some combat. Okay, yeah. He's got 80. Oh, there's my aft weapon. You have to just wait till it lights up and then you can fire it, like right away? No, that didn't work. He must have an aft weapon because he tried to fire at me. Okay, yeah, you really gotta let it charge all the way. It's not hitting him. Okay, I'm trying to remember exactly how the combat in this game works. But yeah, it is worth it to let it charge all the way up. Alright, we destroyed a pirate peasant, and we've gotten some spider silk. Again, like the other ship, I'd just be like throwing all these things overboard because I wouldn't have had the hold space for any of this. Okay, we haven't explored to the south here. Let's make sure we defog that part of the map because that's part of what we're doing in this game as a new character, is exploring the randomly shuffled map. I don't know what the lore for that is in the game. Like, your previous captain explored the world and your new captain, like, the world has shuffled. Like, I don't really know what that implication of that is, but we'll stop at Gators more and get the port report. I do a bit of micromanagement, just sort of unconsciously. Like, I played this game quite a bit, so like when your meter gets all the way to the top, it fills up another chunk. And so like I try to see like when it's getting close to being full, I'll turn my lights on. I didn't really explain this in any of the other early episodes, but that's sort of just like the mechanics of how the terror system works. So you can kind of like turn your lights off and let it tick up a little bit before it gets to the top. Then you turn your lights back on and it starts ticking down again. Just a way to avoid gaining terror. Okay, we've been here before. I don't think there's any new options. We haven't gotten any docile Blemingtons. We don't have the Pirate's Pleasure. We've already did this. This is the Boar Report. It's a Veils challenge. Again, we'll just sort of do a quick min-max to see if there's any Veils we can improve our numbers on, but failed. But we got the Boar Report and gained 5 terror. Well, we've already lost 1 crew. A dislike of spies. You and your one of your more villainous-looking sailors join a dice game. Villainous-looking, but you know for a fact that she tithes to charity and has a delightful singing voice. Aw, we've lost her. The topic turns promisingly to pillage and ambush, but your sailor is a little too forward with her questions. There's a scuffle and a stabbing. You escape. She does not. Oh well, sorry crew. You come and go in this game, unfortunately. This is going to lower your terror, I believe. We don't have a ton of terror, so let's just do the Explore the Morn option. Put our better officer back in first. Explore the Morn. The view from above, a high place, the sea like a rippled sheet of night green jade, the roof of the neath above belied with stalactites and pricked with false star. Look out across the water. What are you thinking of? Your future? From up here, the future looks glorious, if not exactly bright. Unlocked when your ambition is any of these. Our ambition is, oh yeah, become London's most venerated explorer. You have this. Your past as a sailor. The years before you came to Z, fighting enemies of the reduced empire, losing good friends in the marshy borderlands of hell. I'm probably going to do this for the first time. Prayer to the god called Salt. Unlocked when you have Salt's attention is Storm, Stone. This is specific to our character, so let's do this first. New victories. In the army you served men too rich to fight and too stupid to leave you alone. Out here you are the only commander. The ship is your own empire. You've never felt stronger. You've gained 5 iron. That's always nice. I would call that a good outcome. So we did want to do, let's buy the solace fruit, I guess. Because we needed that to talk to the other lady, the merciless modiste. And now we have the zoop and the solace fruit. And I hope it's worth it because it costed us 250. Nostalgia for darker days. Why, Captain, I hope I have not been forgotten. I had a most delightful little boutique not too far from the bazaar. Many service commissions, naturally. Once one has sampled the cloths from behind mirrors, it is quite obscene to return to the mundanity of cotton and silk. Velvet, of course, is another matter entirely. Such a fabric. The modiste cuts a slice of fruit tart, licks the side of her knife. Oh, to show you my finest creations, I would dress you in razors and arsenic and the dream dyes of parabola. Tsk, forbidden. When my friends and I first set sail at the Zet, we knew no such creative cowardice. Blood and ink, my captain, blood and ink. Great art has always demanded great suffering. We simply recognize that its obligation does not necessarily have to weigh upon the artist. Dressed to kill. You have dined with the modiste. Does she have any further objectives? Check in on the modiste. Inquire about her time with the set. Challenge her to a fair game. Well, let's check in on her. She has wasted little time converting her cabin into a surprisingly well-equipped workshop, the cutting edge of fashion. A sweating crewman stands exhausted, her arms out and wrapped in flowing parabola linen. The modiste fusses over a stretch of exquisite lace, fixing it in place with a hooked pin thrust through the pinch of convenient flesh. Oh, do stop mewling. If you want something worth sobbing about, you need only ask. She glances over her shoulder, smiling warmly. Ah, Captain, do you perhaps know if the current style in London is still on to the floor, or if one might finally show a knee and play company? No? No matter. First we will shock, then shall inspire. She has now made herself at home. Commission a new dress uniform. Captain, they will be calling you Admiral. This will boost your pages. It's gonna kill our comatose ferret to make the dress uniform, because you have to have one to do this. That's a little sad. Commission a fine set of clothes. This year's fashion, I think we can do better than that. This will boost your hearts. We do have Shintlak. We don't have any more strange catch. We don't have any. Oh, we have 3. We do have 1 boltless spider silk, but not 3. Commission some protective armor. I am interested in boosting my iron. I haven't done this yet. Let's inquire about her time with the set. I don't know what the set is. It's a scandal that she speaks of with deep fondness. Underwater renegades. Of course you have heard of us, my captain. We are art's last bastion against the cowardly and the mundane. We sail irrepressible beneath the waves, free of censors and censure. The muses are compass and guide. Well, when time and tides permit, of course. It has been too long since our last little salon, and the unpleasantness. The modiste adjusts her bodice, and she is sewing, pins it in place. Ah, but the wonders we once crafted in the waxlight. The perfidious composer, every betrayal a new operetta, the ender of critics nigh as blunt as their wits, the silent sculptress, so unjustly exiled when the truth emerged about her torments of clay and bone. Such fine teas she served. Then, yes, there was the pianolis, our dear, dear poet, too, but... Her finger slips, a drop of blood flowering on white lace. Blast it, she mutters. Not even this year's red. So she was part of some artist colony that sailed underneath the waves in the submarines, I guess? I don't know. I'm not going to note all these things, but we'll keep an eye out for linen, spider silk, Stygian ivory, caskets of sapphires, a bunch of stuff to make clothing. Okay, that was from the shops. We bought this potentially, that might have not been worth it, but there's probably better places where you can buy. Oh, this is what I was thinking of, the concealed compartment. Yeah, let's, God, it's 750. I mean, we've been told that we're going to, wait, didn't we also, he gave us money. I think we might need the money that we have to buy the thing that he wanted, though. It was an unstamped crypt of brilliant souls, I believe. I don't know if it shows in our journal. Where's the... Is any of this about that guy, the shady fellow? To this one? Yeah, here it is. When asked to pick up a package and return it to London, don't come back with it. It doesn't say that I have to pay for it. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a decision to buy the concealed compartment then, even though it's really gonna cut into our income here, or into our to our money supply. Alright, well, off we go. Let's start exploring this area. We're still looking for polythreme, which we've been told is to the east. Although we've been told a bit of more information about it. We've been told it was in the Sea of Voices. I don't know if we've explored anywhere that was called the Sea of Voices that I can see. Labyrinth of Eels, Du Bois Maelstrom, Shepherd Isles. I don't think we've found anything called the Sea of Voices yet. Try to manage our terror a little bit here. We've been spending money fast and loose. We've already burned through all of our air lamps in this character. Hopefully, now that we have a larger cargo ship, maybe we can do some... If we find a place where we can, you know, like buy low and sell high, maybe we can just do like a couple runs of shipping to make a little bit of spending cash. This I can't tell if this ship is dramatically slower than the other ship. It does feel a little slower, but it's hard to remember in that, like, having a direct comparison. Discovered crab cake, whatever that is. So there is a crab over there. We could probably fight some of these guys now that we have 300 hull. Before we had like 30. Now we have 300. Like I said, we did start with a pretty good gun because we inherited it from our previous character. So I would be open to trying to fight one of these guys at least once to see what happens. Alright, big crab dude. Let's duel. I wish I could see his health bar again. There's like some UI bug with the scaling. Okay, he only has 150. He's not like... It's not that strong. So we've done 45 in one hit. I don't know if he'll run away at some point, if he's just going to charge us again. This boat's not very nimble, so I can't really do any type of fancy maneuvers. Okay, he's trying to run. No, he's turning around again. That went pretty well. Death of an angler. The shell is shattered. The glowing Lissay lies silent. Dissect it for knowledge or butcher it. Well, we're not in any particular need for supplies, so let's just dissect it for knowledge. I don't know why this thing bugs out sometimes, but I can't change officers right now anyway, so... You succeeded. Decapodal mysteries. You and your ship's doctor clamber over the beast as it lies in the lee of your ship. Its blood is a curious blue, and the blood too is touched by luminescence. It's a female, but there are no eggs. And what's this? On its belly? Someone has chiseled 7 marks between 2 horizontal lines, like pillars supporting a roof. You've gained a hunting trophy. Your prey is vanquished, but this remains, and 30 fragments. I don't remember anything to do with a hunting trophy in this playthrough, but I'm sure that'll be come in handy at some point in the game. You've discovered a western angler crab from the snares. Okay, so we're in the snares, I guess that's the name of this area. It's not the Sea of Voices, unfortunately. I haven't really been watching how fast the supplies are going down with our 21 crew, but we're at Pigmoat Isle again. I mean, we'll stop here since we have something awaits. But it's not the place we're looking for. Just trying to wait for this little chunk of the map to fill in, and then I'll move on. I get this little section up here as well. I'm a bit of a gamer in the sense that I like to engage with the mechanics of the game, because you can kind of tell. And this is a game that requires that, but that's just the way I play games. If there are mechanics to learn, I tend to enjoy that part of gaming. Fed the crew, fed the crew. We fed the crew twice on July 17th. Got some hungry fellas. Hail Marinia. This is the pigs versus, or sorry, the rats versus the pigs. Alright, so this is new. Last time we haven't done this before. Well, let's get the port report first, just to get that out of the way. Captain Whiskers, the Admiralty calls you So you've heard. At least they pay to laugh at your reports. Okay. Help Marinia resolve a dilemma. We could also exchange... Oh, you can't do this. Oh no, there's this one where you can go in and you can donate supplies to raise their spirits, but let's just try this first. An aide runs over. Hairless advisor, you return to us. Praise the tide. We need your wisdom once again. A dilemma. How will you advise Pigmoat Isle? A dilemma on Pigmoat Isle. Rats and cavies lie quivering on canvas sheets in this part of town. We think it started from something in the water, whispers the aide. We thought we'd contained it, but it's spreading. Our medicines are powerless against it. What do we do? Have them burn the infected part of town. It won't be popular. It will be decisive. Potentially that will lower their spirit. Or recommend that the sick be quarantined. Building a hospital will take workers away from other tasks but demonstrate Marinia's compassion. Well, unfortunately, civilization is the lowest stat. I think taking workers away. Last time we took that rat with us and they lost civilization, so I think we're gonna do this one. Have them burn the infected part of town. It won't be popular, but it will be decisive. Cleansing fire. The simple huts light easily, and the flames take the dead with them. The rodents watching agree it had to be done. The one who drew the short straw rubs her eyes with a paw, quietly murmuring something about the smoke. You've gained might, lost spirit. That's all for now. Yeah, so that's what I expected. I expected they would lose spirit, so we get to raise their spirit more at some point. Like I said, there was a repeatable thing in here about like giving them supplies to raise the spirit. Also, you can attempt to broker the challenge, but I think you want to raise the spirit higher before you do this. It's only a 30% chance. We're not going to assist the revolution yet, if ever. They don't sell supplies here, I'm pretty sure. No, they don't. That'd be kind of weird. I mean, we're a little low on money and we have a lot of crew. I'm not interested necessarily. Maybe next time if there's like a challenge when we come back that looks like it'll drain the spirit again. Or maybe next time we'll just have more money and more supplies that we can devote to this. But I think at this point in our journey we just don't have the supplies and money to spare for those guys. Okay, well. Do I want to go south or just head? I said I was just going to go straight east, so let's stick with that. Unless we find something that's called the Sea of Voices, then we'll do a little more exploring around that. We should probably spend some of our secrets at some point. Do we have who raises mirrors? Let's take a quick look here. He raises iron. She raises hearts. He also raises hearts. He raises veils. Maybe I should let's get a few more veils up to 35 maybe. We'll spend 3 of our secrets here. We got up to 15. We got a decent little stockpile now. Of course, this and that, and this, and also this. Don't forget, and never forget that. Okay, so let's, like I said, let's do a few of these. Let's just get our veils up to like a nice 35 maybe. I wanted to stockpile a few secrets in case we needed them throughout different missions, but we've already gotten up to twice. We already have 12, so we may as well get some of our stats up a bit. Do I want to do any more? Okay, I could spend 5 more. I still have 7, may as well. Okay, and I didn't see this guy. Oh, he does mirrors. I could do 5 more mirrors. Yeah, let's do that as well. Have I talked to this guy? I think I have, right? Captain, my sleep is riddled with dreams, citizen. Dreams of Bell. Yeah, he wants to go to like a Saint Arems or something. I wrote it down. The Chapel of Lights is where he wants to go. The Sigil Navigator. We already did this. Oh no, we haven't done that yet. We talked over at the Strange Catch. I'm sorry, it's the pain. No, this is what you wanted, I think. He is eager to instruct you like a drowning man striking for air, but he struggles to put words to his understanding. Does his sigil give him his insights, or is it old learnings he has failed to forget? So he's the sigil-ridden navigator. He's ridden with a sigil. He like lost his memories or something. The tireless mechanic. He's tireless because he can't sleep. He's literally tireless, I guess. Anyways, let's get up to just a nice round 40 mirrors. hopefully we won't come across something where it's like, you need X number of secrets that you no longer have, but if that happens, that happens. Like I said, I do want to raise my iron quite a bit, but we've been doing a lot of like veil challenges, it feels like, recently, so I definitely want to get my veils up at least. We haven't found very many iron challenges. Send our Z-Bat out. We've discovered the Antoine Abyss. Well, that's not the... Oh, this is the Sea of Voices. We are close to Poly's. Okay, finally. Jeez. How close were we before? We were at Pigmode Isle before, so we were actually pretty close. And we haven't found it yet. We haven't found it yet. There's something underwater to the northeast, but we're not looking for something that's underwater. Godfall is some distance to the southeast. Is that... I don't think that's Polythreme, though. Maybe it's like up here somewhere or something. Or maybe it was back here. Well, in any case, we can only find what we can find. We've discovered Godfall. The air trembles. A breath of change passes. Alright, Godfall. Sometimes, just occasionally, bits of roof fall off. Be glad you weren't here when this one did. This was a bit of roof? Is that what they're saying? Oh, it's like a big stalactite, yeah. Godfall. Just a quick look, there's no shops. Okay. Godfall. The brawling, bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to Saint Stalactite, which fell from the roof. But their chief interest seems to be wine, blood, and shouting. We can speak with the monks about their newest member. Something to do with the Undersea. If we had 5 casks of wine, we could give them some wine. Their throats are dry, of course they are. Of blood, you can offer a hunting trophy as a gift. We do have a hunting trophy. Of shouting, here's how you get the port report. Let them tell you about the past and present events in the monastery. Tales. They're eager to talk about their history. The stalactite, they assure you, was one of the citadels of the starved men who dwell on the roof. When it fell, a few of its occupants survived to become the monks' progenitors. How does that work, you wonder, with their vow of celibacy? They become vague and are suddenly eager to speak of the details of passing shipping. Yeah, how does that work exactly? If we had 5 foxfire candles, we could do this, explore the Shadow, but the more foxfires you have, the more the better. That might be something I should do in a future voyage, but let's just make a note. Godfall. Bring at least 5x foxfire candles. More is better. Could do that at some point. Let's look at the notes about what the hunting trophies do, because I think I've done these before at some point in my distant past. Hunting trophy will give you 6 fragments, a Z story, a tale of terror, and a memory of distant shore. So those are all good things, but I'm just going to hold on to my hunting trophy for now. In case there's something else I can do with it later. The mushroom wine sells for 150 echoes. This could be a thing we could do to make money. How much do you buy mushroom wine for? Let's see. Mushroom wine. Let's see what we can buy. Mushroom wine. Sells for 24 at Apis Meat. So 24 times 5. Okay, so it's like 125. Okay, so it doesn't really get you that much money. Also, it has some condition of time. You have 22. I guess it's been 22 days since I started this playthrough, maybe? I suppose that's what that is. We can at least speak to them about this thing. Speak with the monks about their newest member. They escort you to his cell. Used to be a Zailer, one whispers. We are hoping you could help us work out what's wrong. The supplicant. An old bearded man sits cross-legged and naked in Godfall's smallest monastic cell. At the sight of the group, he flinches. His wrinkled skin is covered in faded scars. No more freedom, he whispers. 10 of the clock we sweep. 15 past 10 of the clock we wash. There are orders. There must be orders. No more freedom, please. He's a monk after all. A monk hands him a mop and bids him to clean the entire chapel by first bell. The supplicant squeezes it tight. Yes, master, he whispers, tears of gratitude welling in his eyes as he scampers off. There is an awkward silence. He should make a very devout monk, one of the others ventures, once we finally get him into the habit. I mean, if you don't want freedom, you want some order to your life. Okay, we didn't really learn much about that. Maybe this is something else you have to do at a different place and then come back to here. Not sure. Okay, well there's not much else to do here. Hunting trophy will give us some tails and stuff, but we don't have an immediate use for that. So now the only question is, do you want? So it said we were in the sea of voices. So maybe I don't know if we want to go up here or down here. Maybe we'll go up here, and then if it's not up here, we'll head back down. That makes more sense, I think. Other supplies doing. Still have 13, plenty of fuel. Send our bat out. Something underwater to the south. Someday we have to find Port Carnelian and get the submarine. Hopefully we'll get like a strategic information quest from the Admiralty that tells us at least a general direction of where that might be. Okay, we're not. Doesn't seem like this is likely to be where Polythreme is. Maybe I'll start heading back around and go kind of wrap around this way. Could be up here, but I mean, it said we were in the sea of whatever it was. Somewhere it said we were in the sea of. Yeah, this is the Sea of Voices. We were close to Polythreme, so we were close to it at one point. I think we were over here, so it's probably over here somewhere. Something up there. Looks like a ship of some sort. What are we in combat with? Is something chasing us, maybe? Unclear. We didn't intend to be. Okay, this is the Sea of Voices. So we got it popped up again that we're in the Sea of Voices. Okay, here's a ship. He's got like a rowboat. I guess we could try to kill him. I can't see what his health bar is. Okay, it's like 100 and something. Some pirates. Hit me for 12. I have 300 though. It's not putting me in any immediate danger. Fire into his broadsides. Sorry, fella. I mean, you attacked me. You've destroyed the unfinished pirates. Fragments of clay are littered across the deck. They crunch underfoot like potsherds. Unfinished men do not surrender. Investigate the hull. What treasure did these villains take? Iced out crate. Coal like coke. We got 1 fuel out of that. Wow, that was quite exciting. Okay, it still says we're in the Sea of Voices. Discovered an unfinished pirate from the Sea of Voices. Still looking for Polythreme. What is this? It's not aggro, is it? No, it's just some graphical effect. The Tides of Appetite. Can send my Z-Bat out. Maybe he'll find Polythreme. Ah, finally. Polythreme is to the south. Okay. Finally, we found it. Just defogging the map a bit. Yeah, we're gonna head south. You've discovered Polythreme! I don't know that it's any more exciting than any of the other towns, but it was one that we've been looking for, so I'm glad to have found it. So it said it was east of London. I mean, this is definitely east of London. It didn't say southeast, but like I said, we explored up here first and we didn't find it, so now we've found it down here. That tip that it was in the Sea of Voices actually helped me find it, because as soon as we got that tooltip that we were in there, I knew it would be in this area somewhere. So that was good. We're running a little low on supplies, but we're not like in danger. And there's plenty of other towns we can. Well, there are towns we can go to get supplies at some point, hopefully. Not in combat, I don't know why that is up. Endure, obey, commingle. Some type of like fundamentalist religious order or something. Polythreme, here is screaming. We did want to buy We Are Clay for some reason. I think it was this guy's quest. Yeah, well, Clayman. Get a Clayman. Is that what that was? Is that a Clayman? We are Clay. Equipped to your auxiliary. Gives you more engine power and iron. Oh, it says it reduces the crew requirements and capacity. Increases engine power. When not in use, they will stand patiently, hands by their sides, flat gray eyes unreadable. One will say sometimes, I like it when it is quiet. We are Clay. Okay. Well, let's engage with this place, see what it's all about. Polythreme, taciturn clay men, evasive closed colonies, walking like humans, cobbles that groan underfoot, on the hills above a palace villa of marble, but even that rise with buried bones in an earthquake. Gather intelligence. What news from Polythreme? What lives? The king with 100 hearts rules from his palace above the city. He is never seen. He makes no treaties with other lands. But there's unrest in the air. The clay men you speak to are obedient and humble, but they speak nervously of those who are not, the maimed, the rebellious, the unfinished. Shore leave. Polythreme is an expensive place to reduce terror. Well, don't have a lot of money. A contact colony. Okay, this is the Admiralty objective. Your contract waits at the Whistling Eye, a massed bundle of grimy satin. The light here is poor, but it seems to have more gloves than it should. A muttered plea. Please, wheezes a voice from within the mounds of clothing. Take it. I need to pay my debt. It seems that the clothes, mostly gloves you see, are more wearing than being worn. The pale and sweating fellow within it is a prisoner of his wardrobe. Take the report through your fingers, though your fingers may shrink from the touch of the living cloth that binds him. Return it to London, and perhaps you'll help pay him what debt he owes. I gained a strategic information. Oh, that's from the port report. I mean, that's from the mission we just did. Oh, we did need 1,000 echoes. Oh, my lord. To pick up this guy's cargo. Well, he told us we're not supposed to return to London without it. We can definitely do this. Carry clay men. We have plenty of cargo space. How are we going to get 1,000 echoes before we head back to London? Maybe these guys will pay us to take them to London? Carry Clayman to London. Are they passengers or cargo? They're certainly the easiest passengers imaginable, unless one turns out to be an unfinished man. They troop aboard. Each one lies down in its appointed position next to the other, nestled snugly, head by foot. We are for London, one explains to you. Good day. I will not cause trouble. You now have 6 men marked for London. We have to make 600 echoes somehow. We're not going to buy this for now, that's for sure. We could sell a judgment egg if we had one. We do not. We could try hunting pirates, I suppose. Yeah. Well, can't do much else here for now. An audience with the king of the 100 hearts. You need a watchful curio. Don't have that. Well, we spent like the man gave us $1,000 to buy the car. It didn't say we had to buy it. It just said to pick it up though. So, oh well, such is this game. I guess we're just gonna keep exploring. We'll try to fight any ships we see for money at least. I don't know. We don't have any particular direction to go at the moment. I'm just gonna try to defog the map and find things. Oh, there's a ship. I mean, we're gonna try to kill stuff because we need money. A rat barge. Even though we sided with the rats in Marinia, Pigmode Isle. I'm sure they would have attacked us anyway. Suffered 10 damage. Not great, but what are you gonna do? Something we can sell. You destroyed a rat barge. The ship is yours. Loot and scuttle her. Lean pickings. A bolt of fabric. A bolt of spider silk. And we'll we'll find somewhere to sell that, although that one person, one of our officers, was interested in making clothing out of it. Down to 8 supply. We will have to spend money on getting supplies as well from somewhere. Doing okay on fuel. We are a little low on supply. Not low, but I mean we're running lower on supplies than fuel. What's over here? What is this thing? No island in range. Looks like an island. No city here, I guess, though. Really can't return to London. We're not supposed to return to London until we have this cargo. So we may as well explore the direction away from London. What's this guy? This looks like something you can dock with. It's got the little docking indicator thing. Restless nights. In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. Inquire about their dreams the next morning. What did they see? Ignore them. The captain can't be seen taking these things seriously. I mean, 76% chance of success. You succeeded. You've gained 10 terror. Eyes and a face. The whole Neath lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It is the roof. It's watching us. Eyes and a face. Eyes and a face. Yes, you say softly. You lay your hand on the sailor's burning forehead. There are storms in the roof. Hush. We won't join them yet. When you turn to London after time at Z, your terror will always drop to 50. Okay. Well, it is now 41. Let's see what we got here. A late ship far from home. Speak to the crew with recent news. Purchase fuel. We don't actually need fuel. Okay. It's probably going to lower terror or something. Yeah, lowers terror. Tea beneath the light. In the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smells of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. Disease terror recedes. Gain disease already, at least. Okay, so you can buy fuel here if you're like stranded, basically. But we have plenty of fuel. We need money is what we need. Just trying to kind of like do my best to defog stuff and sending my Z-Bat out to find towns. But I'm not having a lot of luck finding things. We are gonna need supplies. We're pushing Adam's way where the flows the mountain's blood. Hopefully Adam's way sells supplies. Oh, we got some kind of combat here. I can't even see what we're engaged with. Is it a fish or something? Looks like a fish. Not my target. My targets are not locking on. Oh, here it comes. Which I can't see what its health. Oh, 210. That's quite a bit of health. Discovered a Bahi mustache. It seems to be stuck on the rock, so I'm not gonna complain about that. Again, this isn't really a combat style game. So it's not a heavy mechanics-based game. Oh, he's getting off the rock. Should be almost dead. I wish the health bars were working correctly. Got 16 damage there. You defeated a Bahi mustache. The mouth gapes, the eyes are dull. Harvest the flesh in the mustache, or dig around in its innards, but probably a profitable. Well, we definitely need profits, so let's do this. glob of goo, intestinal mucus. Oh good. You have an unprepossessing mass, an appalling glob of organic matter and dripping fluids retreat from somewhere you'd rather not think about. Open an unprepossessing mass. There is probably something horrible inside, but possibly there is not. A tin can? You're about to toss it aside, but something makes you look at it more closely. Or you can fling it overboard. Oh, we need money. It said this was something valuable. We got a live specimen. The sizable can once held a significant quantity of corned beef. Now something coiled and watchful layers in it. Extracted carefully. It may have a use. We could something wriggling and peculiar to safely contain. I think you could sell these for 500 in London. Also, one of the officers, I think the Clattery here, wanted one, but I really need money and supplies. If I was in town, I would give it to her, but my goal was to get 1,000 echoes, go back to Polythreme, and then take that cargo back to Salt to fall in London. Okay, what are we looking for down here? Adams Way. Point Livingston. Is this a town? There's the town. It's down here. And we are really low on supplies. Down to 3. You've discovered the Dark Griffin Straits. Discovered Apis meat. Oh, we had something in my notes about Apis meats. Apis meat. Not sure exactly how to pronounce that. Down to 2 supplies. Yeah, man, this crew is really eating through all my supplies. That's why I didn't really want this ship, but I didn't see a better option at the time. Alright, Adams Way. On a bed of monumental ruins, warehouses, way stations of timber rise. All ships that approach Adams Way are intercepted by the gracious, the Presbyterate's splendidly head-dressed coast guards. A quaint but inviolable tradition governs entry. You must tell them one of 3 stories. In return, you'll be permitted to spend a single day. Ugh, I don't have any of these. I just used my recent news on that stupid boat. Why are foreigners only allowed to spend a single day in Adams Way? For your own protection, one of them explains. The soil of the elder continent is dangerous to incomers, they claim. Those who linger can contract unfortunate conditions, hysteria, rapture, omniscience. And the rumors that the Presbyterate, I don't know how to pronounce this word. Presbyterate? Law offers no protection to foreigners after dark. Errant nonsense. Okay, well they at least have ships. I can buy supplies here, although they're not particularly cheap. Here's those coffee beans. There was somewhere that you could sell 5. Was it 5 coffee beans? Actually, maybe I can make some money doing this. I'm not sure. No, coffee beans. We just wrote this down, but I've already forgotten. This is why I write things down. Oh, we gotta bring 7 back to the Venture in London. Wasn't there somewhere you could sell them? No, it wasn't Iram. We haven't been to Iram yet. Main Canal. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Port Carnelian. We haven't been to Port Carnelian, unfortunately. This is where we're at. Apis meat, coffee beans. You can, in Khan's Glory, we were able to offer them as a gift. That's not what I'm thinking of. I think maybe it was the guy in London that I was thinking of. Must have been, yeah, I must have been thinking of this guy in London, the Venturer. Wasn't it Godfall? I thought it was at Godfall. Oh, that was mushroom wine. Oh, I was thinking, okay, I got confused. Oh, but here they sell mushroom wine. I could sell my bale probably. I might end up doing that here because I do need money desperately to get that thing up there. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of mushroom wine. I was thinking like if you could buy low and sell in Godfall, but no, that's not what it is. Okay, well, we definitely need to buy supplies. We need at least 5. I mean, we're not making much money here. Yeah, I'm at a loss of how to actually get enough money without going back to London to buy the $1,000 cargo here. We can explore more. The question is, will exploring give us more money for the amount of supplies it'll take us to do more exploring? I mean, there's no other option. Do I want to go right or left, west or east? I'm gonna go west. There's a lot of blackness up here we can explore. I mean, there's blackness over here as well, but in my previous places, like the meta is kind of like the farther you are from London, the more risky and dangerous things are. But maybe that means you get more money as well. Not sure. What were the 3 things we needed to talk to people here? Recent news, we know how to do that. We don't know how to get unread logs. Oh, the port report from Mount Palmerston. Oh, interesting. If you'd been to Mount Palmerston first, you could use the port report here. They've never explained their interest in devils. They're cute. You can hear what you learned. Okay, well, I mean, there's... Oh, I should write down the cost here. This is Apis meat. I have it written here, but I like to just... I've been doing this notation where I write it at the top so I can easily see what the cost of things are at different places. I mean, I could sell the Parabola linen here. What does it cost to buy Parabola linen, just out of curiosity? There was somewhere that we bought them from. I think it was the Command Canal or something. It wasn't Irem, that's for sure. I haven't been to Irem. Iron Republic sells for 57. I mean, they sell for 63. You can buy them for 57 and sell for 63. So I could just go to the Iron Republic, buy as much Parabola linen as I can hold, and then sell it back here for 5 echoes per Parabola linen. I mean, like if I could hold, if I could buy 100 of them, I mean, that would be 500 echoes. I don't think I could afford 500 though. I can't hold 100. I only have 90 or so, or 82 cargo space, or 88 cargo space or whatever, but... Well, this does seem like a decent place to sell it, right? Like there's no... In my notes, I didn't say like another place that was better for selling it than this place. If you have 7 of them... This is the guy we're helping, but we're not on this part of the quest yet. You can buy them for 50 fragments somewhere, or sell them. Buy coffee beans. This is where we're at. They sell Mount Palmerston. I think this is what we did. We got the Modiste. You can buy them for torpedo parts. Yeah, I'm gonna sell. I know that this one lady wants some, but we really need money right now. And yeah, that's one thing we can consider doing. I don't think we like other than the only thing we saw the coffee beans is there was 5 of them we could use in the Khanate, but we don't have money to afford that kind of stuff right now. Okay, well, hopefully we'll find a way to get more supplies and more money. I guess we'll just go along the southern coast for now. We didn't get to use our something aways because we didn't have any of those stories that they wanted. The other thing was an unread log. I don't know where that comes from. Discovered Rubinock Grotto. Oh, we discovered a lot of stuff. Becker Bite. Can I go down here? Doesn't look like it. I would like to defog the map, but there's something over here. Crying Heights. I'm low on supplies, so I'm less interested in just like spending extra time defogging things at the moment. Let's head right for this thing. Oh, there's a rock in the way though. I need to go around the rock. Is this a town? Crying Heights? Doesn't look like a town. I don't see any docks or anything. Hmm. 10 to 3 supplies. Why did it show up on the bat? Not sure why this was like... Not sure why the bat... Oh, here's some bats. Should I fight these things? I mean, I need money. I guess. Oh, there's a ship. I should try to kill that ship also. Blue... Oh, they have 400 hit points. Oh my lord. Okay, let's not fight these guys. I'll turn my light off. Full power to the engines. And not being able to see their life bar is not ideal. I can fire my aft weapon, but do I even want to? I just want to get away from them. Also down to 2 supplies. Well, that did not turn out well. I mean, I don't think this is going to be the end of the run, but things have not gone well today. I mean, we found Polythreum, that part was good, but we have too many crew. We're just eating through our supplies faster than we can explore anything. Also, again, like the UI bug where I can't see the health bars for the monsters really makes it harder to know what I should be engaging with. I come down to fight stuff. To, like I need food for my crew. I need money. Like I need stuff. Okay, hopefully there's a town here. So we have not found a whole lot down. There was something up here. But I was running away from those earth or moss or whatever they were. Blue Prophets. Port Cornelian. Oh, this is where we get the submarine. Well, that's good at least. We have 0 supplies. Well, we gotta hope to God you can buy supplies here, otherwise... It just says Blue Prophets again. Okay, you can buy supplies here. Well, 18, that's actually cheap. Port Cornelian, thank God. Yeah, I either am not spelling it right or the search isn't working for some reason. Here we go. Fuel's only 12, supplies are 18. And Salt Street is 250. We did buy some Salt Street earlier. Oh, Cascade of Sapphire. Somebody, I think the Modiste wanted that, but we can't afford to do any of this stuff right now. Okay, this is where you convert your ship into a submarine. We'll definitely do that. Okay, the old Sapphire processing plant. It sits on an inlet at the port's edge. Here, the fierce philanthropist runs an illicit but profitable business converting ships into submarines. After all, philanthropy doesn't come cheap. Have your ship converted for submarine travel. The philanthropist greets you warmly with sherry. Your money's no good here. I owe your predecessor a great debt. Well, thank God, because I do not have any money. A few days' work, more sherry, and the adjustments are complete. Your vessel's new pipework gleams. Beneath the water, you can just make out the graceful curve of her retracted shell hull. You may now transform into a submarine. Press T when at Z to transform. Okay. Port Carnelian, London's first Unterzee colony, sweats under a blanket of southern heat. To the right of the dock, the sapphire mines yawn. To the left, the governor's house stands, prim as an Elderwick mansion. Behind lies the fungal jungle, ghostly in white and violet. Assist a specialist collector. Well, we've been ignoring all these undersea things, but now we have the submarine, so we can do these things now. Let's get the port report. Is there 2 options to get the port report? Is there 3 options to get the port report? 4 options to get the port report? We can't do that one. Influence affairs, insinuate agents. Okay, so we have 3 options for the port report. We have call at the Heartcross House, where the governor administers distant flick of Her Majesty's Empire. Talk to a tiger in the Blue Bazaar. The natives are eloquent, placid, and acerbic most of the time. Call at a room above the bookshop. The diplomats of the Khanate were expelled from Port Carnelian following the Galatea incident. Only one remains behind, not in any official capacity, mind you. Well, we could probably only do one of these. Let's see if we have any notes on what any of this does. Talk to the tiger, call at a room. Okay, I'll just give you a port report. Let's talk to the... I would like to get more information about the Khanate. But, off the record. No, I'm retired now, he tells you cheerfully. His crockery is white as the moon and rimmed with gold. Over tea, he comments sympathetically on the governor's difficulties. I feel for the man, I really do. And asks probing questions regarding your travels. You manage to squeeze in a few of your own. Oh, the Khan is very fond of sapphires. Blue is his favorite color. We're not going to spend money to lower terror. We can pan for sapphires in the jungle. That's our some things await option. If we had a diplomatic agent, we could try to insinuate an agent into here. We don't have that. Let's see what this is all about. This is something to do with the submarine DLC. Assist a specialized collector. A dapper gentleman lounges by a shoot of flowers, admiring butterflies with a predatory gleam in his eyes. Would you help him find the quarry of a lifetime? A man of pins in the jar. With a satisfied nod towards your ship, the incomparable Aurelian slips the butterfly into a killing jar. He explains as the vibrant orange wings beat against the glass. You have been beneath the waves, I see, and I trust you've seen the tyrant moths as well? Fine creatures, but nothing compared to the regal kin, the most moth. I know where to find it, and with your ship we can see it hatch. He gazes down at the butterfly, now still. Take me down to the undercrow, and I'll show you something worth preserving forever. Okay, so we have a collector. And he wants to go to the undercrow. Okay. And maybe we'll do this. Can we raise our iron with this chick, I believe? Yeah. Also, this officer gives us more iron, up to 102. Low risk challenge. Pan for sapphires. We definitely need money. Hopefully get some sapphires. 25 echo. A glimmer of truth. Braving the jungle's violent spore drifts, you find a narrow stream. You kneel among the red-capped agarics that spot its bank. It doesn't heave with sapphires, as the story's promise, but an afternoon's panning yields a pocket full of glittering shards. We succeeded, and we got 25 echoes. That's all we got. I mean, I can buy 1 supplies with that. Hooray! Alright, well that consumed our something awaits. We don't have any other stuff to do. We desperately need to buy supplies. And actually we're starting to run low on fuel as well. Definitely not going to buy salads fruit. I'm just trying to decide how many supplies to buy. The goal was to get 1,000 money, but I get the feeling we're going to have to go back empty-handed to London. Hopefully the shady man won't be too mad at us. I just don't see how we're going to get to 1,000 echoes without going back to London and like handing these guys in and maybe selling some of this other stuff we've got in our hold. Turning in our port reports, although that doesn't really give you money necessarily. It gives you fuel and favor with the Admiralty. Okay, well. Are those freaking... Yeah, they're still fluttering over there, those blue moss. Well, should I buy more supplies? I mean, 5 is enough to get back to London. Should I explore over here and then come back and buy more supplies? You know what? We have enough money. We don't have enough money to buy this thing, unfortunately. We have enough money to buy quite a few supplies and do some more exploring. I mean, maybe we'll find something that gives us money without going back to London. I mean, this is pretty cheap. I should probably just stock up on supplies while we're in fuel, because it's actually cheaper here than even in London, right? Like the supplies are 20 in London. I don't know why I can't spell that right. Carnelian. I mean, in London, yeah, supplies are 20 and fuel's 10. But Carnelian. Okay, so we just did this. Convert to a submarine. Was there anything else to do in Carnelian? Carnelian Exile. That's our officer. Still need to do this, unfortunately. We got the strategic information. We did this. She wants something else now, but I didn't write it down yet. We actually have this, but I kind of wanted to sell this first live specimen. Maybe talk to her later once we're in a bit more stable position. Yeah, fuel is a little more expensive than London, but its supplies are actually cheaper than London here. So yeah, let's stock up on supplies while we're here. Like I said, we're not completely out of money, but we are... Oh, here's how you go underwater. Transform ship. But this is like the best place to buy supplies anyway, so... And it's a pretty good place to buy fuel. It's not the best in the game, but it's pretty good. We just have no spending money. We can't like do any trading of goods because we like just don't have any money. Okay, well, I mean, we have to explore. We can't just like we haven't really found any ways to make money, so I don't know what else to do. We could go underwater. We could transform our ship. Let's just try it once too. We haven't done this in this playthrough. It's been a while since I played this game. Okay, well, we are underwater. You have oxygen. Return to the surface where you fill your tanks. You get fragments when you explore underwater. You have sonar pulses. What is this over here? Just a rock or something? You don't appear to get fragments, at least not as easily down here. We haven't even explored the above ground area of this section, so I'm not sure if it defogs the map if you're underwater. We've already burned through 2 supplies, you gotta be kidding me. Ah, boy. I was skeptical about buying the more expensive ship. And I think I was correct to be skeptical. Like I said, I think it's better when you already know what you want to do. Like you can just go directly from point A to point B. But while you're still doing a lot of scouting, I would have preferred the smaller ship. But the hold is so small on the other ship. Like we couldn't even hold the fuel we were getting from turning in our port reports. Which is why I upgraded the ship. I mean, it all made sense at the time. It's just unfortunate that we're just burning through supplies so quickly. And probably fuel as well. The Dawn machine. I believe this is like an artificial sun or something that they constructed. I think you can dock here somewhere. I don't remember where the dock is though. Maybe not. Wait, is that a dock? Okay. The sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. Maybe this isn't the dock. I mean, it doesn't show a like this type of a symbol, so it's apparently not a dock. Let's go underwater or something and shoot under the sun. Yeah, I think they basically constructed like an artificial sun or something. That's what the theory is here. You are not welcome here. Okay. Well, that's scary. What is this light thing over here? What is this? The witherweed damages our hull. Oh wait, I'm taking damage. A wreck. A low-risk challenge. I have all my iron officers equipped. A wreck waits below. The dark shape and dark water will cause it to sink. Does it have anything salvageable? Retrieve sunken treasure. The cabins of the wreck are intact. Something of value may have survived. Success. You don your diving suit. You lead a small crew down to the wreck. The lights of the submarine scratch at the darkness around you. Of Finn or its owner, there is no sign. You are recovering salvage. What have you found? Could anything of value have survived? A hemp sack. The sack is almost rotted away. There is a promising bulge at the bottom. A handful of shintalak. 5 shintalak. That's worth some money. A pleasing pile of shintalak gleams at you from the bottom of the sack. Your crew crowd around, crooning appreciatively. Okay, well, we got some. I'm not sure. I think the monsters underwater are even stronger than the ones in the water. Oh, I don't want to fight whatever that is. It's like it's looking right at my rear. I guess I do have an. Oh wait, it's already firing at me. Okay, could be better. Is there a port over here? Fushimi Port. Ow, 16 damage. That's not great. Not in danger of dying, but I'm gonna have to use my full power to the engine thing. This guy is not letting up. I mean, I get the Pori Port and Zillow's Town. I can go explore up here. Go back to the Iron Republic. There wasn't anything amazing. I wanted to go there when I had 70 terror at some point. I don't have 70 terror. I don't want to go south though, because that one dude's down there still. Definitely gonna have to repair my hull again when I get back. My other ship would have been dead a long time ago. My other ship only had like 40 hull total, and I've already lost like 120 on this run. So, I mean, I guess upgrading my ship was worth it. I mean, I wouldn't have been as cavalier. I would have just run away from anything in the other ship. We're gonna keep my light off most of the time now, because I'm starting to run low on fuel. And, I mean, I'm at 50 terror, which isn't. I don't know if that's better. I mean, it's midway on the terror bar. Like, bad things will start happening as your terror rises, but like I said, I'm like pretty low on fuel and supplies, so I think I'm gonna have to go back to London, even though I don't have the cargo for the Shady Man. And that might be the end of this session. I mean, I end on a high note, but we did what we could. The Carnelian coast, far to the south. Oh, if we'd gotten this tooltip earlier when we were over here, I might have known that we could have gone down to the south to get the submarine. But we did not. Stuff 3 supplies. I think we can buy supplies. No, actually, Visage didn't sell supplies. The Command Canal did. I kind of want to stop at the salt lines, pick up all that cargo. Also, like, look what's underwater. I mean, sometimes there's stuff underwater. I should have been sending my D-Bat out, actually. Like, we found that shipwreck over there. Like, that was something. It had some shintalag in it. Nothing under here. Although this is wasting time. This is wasting hunger. Going up and down, so maybe... I mean, now's not the time to do that. What is this? The Isle of Cats. Discovered Port Cavendish. Where are we right now? We're here. Probably have to buy some more supplies. Horrors below. Sailors at the rail call softly. Something swims beneath the ship. I thought looking up at us, one voice says. One says, his voice a tremble. Call them away, don't look. Bring out the nets. Well then let's catch it. I'm assuming this is going to give us more terror, but... Oh, we needed a strange catch for something. What is it? It comes dripping from the sea, sleek as a seal, but its eyes are faceted. One sailor covers his ears. I swear, he says afterwards, I heard it scream like a woman. Well, that's only one terror. Got a strange catch out of it. That wasn't that bad. Oh, I need supplies, but strange catch I'll have to do. Isle of Cats, where there are roses. Okay, so there are supplies here for 30 if we need them. That's not great, but we can buy them if we need to. Okay, I was just getting a drink of water here, maybe. Give me 1 second. Okay, well, as usual, we got the port report first. Roses and kings. You spend half a day observing the docks and note that an astonishing number of variety of ships. Was there a connate trimaran nestled beneath a vessel from the Iron Republic? The dockhands complain loudly that they have never been busier. The caddies talk ceaselessly and carelessly about smuggling and piracy, but even the most hardened sailors lower their voices when they mention the king. They even go even quieter when they talk about the rose garden. You make careful noises. Notes. Perhaps the Admiralty will understand what they mean, even if you don't. Port Cavendish. A scatter of yellow-lit honey dens and brightly painted alehouses. To the southeast rises the stone tower of Cavendish Abbey. Its ramparts hung with crimson and gold banners. There are sailors from all over across the Neath hauling cargo, dicing and brawling good-naturedly on the docks. The air carries the sound of sea shanties sung with more enthusiasm than skill, and the smell of roses edged with brimstone. A piratical welcome. Welcome to the Isle of Cats, the wide-eyed dockmaster says brightly. Would you like to bribe me not to write down your details in an official ledger? Buy a shipment of red honey. Don't have that. 600 echoes. Sell sunlight. We don't have that. High-risk challenge. Okay, well, this is all we can do. A piratical welcome. You hand over the coins and she tips you a sharp smile before waving you to the nearest alehouse. The entire process is straightforwardly corrupt and pleasingly efficient. Oh no, I gained suspicion. That'll affect me when I head back to London. The Rose and Tiger. The alehouse's sign is a tiger painted the color of rose petals. Someone has gone to great trouble and expense to gild the tiger's eyes. They look out over the port, feral and unseeing. A caged hive of lamplighter bees hangs from the ceiling like a chandelier. A few sailors give you hard-mouthed, assessing looks, but most ignore your presence entirely. Significant tokens, clandestine doings, religious observances, or leave the alehouse. Make sure you've learned all you wish before you leave. Okay, well. Significant tokens. The caddies all wear a pair of amber stones threaded around their necks or pinned to their collars. Cat's Eyes, one of them says, for the Pirate King. As far as you can gather, the Pirate King's name is Leopold, and he controls all trade on the island. Half of the caddies believe that he can take the form of a crimson tiger and creep into their dreams. The other half suspect more prosaically that he simply eats those who displease him. Clandestine doings. A whispered conversation, the clink of coins, an exchange of goods. The merest taste. You turn your head as though you are admiring one of the moldering draperies hung from the wall. A vial flashes in the buyer's trembling hands. He uncorks it, pours a few drops of the thick red liquid down his throat. The vial drops to the floor. When you look back up, he is gone. You blink and look around. Nobody else seems in the least perturbed than a man. Disappeared? From their midst. You pick up the fallen vial and examine the traces left inside. Sticky honey gleaming with a redness entirely unlike blood. Religious observances. Is that a crimson-veiled nun? But what sort of nun would be in a place like this? A, a mellifluous sister, of course. A mellifluous sister, of course. She responds performing a complicated negotiation between veil, thick glove, and a glass of mushroom wine. You ask what one of those is, and she snorts. I'm glaring at you from underneath this bloom and veil. You act appropriately cowed, and the mellifluous sister thaws a little. We are beekeepers and honey harvesters. The caddies owe their prosperity to us, and the Pirate King too. She slurps the last of the mushroom wine behind her veil, and the barkeep glides over to refill her glass, eyes respectfully downcast. Okay, well we can leave. I don't know that we learned a whole lot. There must be more to the Isle of Cats than drunken sots and sea stories. The laws of the land. The barkeep stops you before you reach the door, and he hands you a brooch set with 2 amber stones. He waits impassively until you pin it to your clothes. Everybody wears the cat's eyes here, he tells you, moving aside to let you pass. Just a friendly reminder that the Pirate King is watching. It seems that no place, then, is truly lawless. You are almost entirely beneath his notice. Fort Cavendish, we already read that. Honey Tongue, I think that's where we just came from. Maybe not, though. Cavendish Abbey. Why shipment of... Oh, this is red honey. This is what they've been drinking. The red honey. You could sell for a profit elsewhere. Well, we do need profit, but don't have enough money to really do any of that at the moment. Let's see, is this where we just were? No, this is different. The Honey Tongue. Entering the brothel is like sliding into the dream of a service orientalist. Jewel-embroidered cushions, bright silk drapes, gilded statues of elephant, sun bears, and clouded leopards. Silver censers release curling plumes of rose-scented smoke into the air. The courtesans are red-lipped and coal-smugged. When you catch their eyes, they smile back at you with professional interest. Your actions will attract the Pirate King's notice. You need 5 Pirate King's notice to gain an offer from a patron. Okay, so you have to have 5 notice before you can have a meeting with the king. Ask what red honey is. You know, of course, only the particulars may have slipped your mind. One of the nearby courtesans' eyebrows lifts infinitesimally, but his reply is practiced. When lamplighter bees suck the nectar of the crimson strain of exile's rose, they are driven to madness. They enter the brains of humans and harvest their memories. He shudders as though imagining the process himself. Those memories are instilled in red honey. Each sip is a burst of memory on the tongue. Deliciously awful, isn't it? He flutters his dyed feathered fan. You've gained 1 terror. Okay, so the honey is like harvested from people's brains. It's their memories. Harvested by bees. Hey. Okay. These are both locked. I don't have 60 fragments or a Z story, so I can't comfort a Z's captain or swap tails with a honey smuggler. Alright, well, there's not a ton I can do in the honey tongue, unfortunately. Let's check out the Cavendish Abbey. The crimson-clad mellifluous sisters patrol its ramparts and tend to the hives of the lamplighter bees. They make their home in the richly appointed stone tower of Cavendish Abbey. Their thick gloves and crimson mesh helmets are worn less for modesty and more for practicality, though they are beekeepers after all. They tend the hives of the lamplighter bees all across the isle and make a religious observance of harvesting red honey for the Pirate King. The lady of the gardens offer. Her name, she says, is Zyra. You have to have 5 notice, which I don't. I could gossip if I had lamentable relic. If I had fuel, I could fuel the bee smokers, and if I had recent news, I could meet the abbess. I don't have any of these things. Okay, well, unfortunately, I don't think we can't even use our something awaits quality here. I don't think there's anything we can do, unfortunately. Do we need to buy supplies for 20? We have 2 supplies. We'll probably need at least, and we're halfway through the food bar here. The things that are north of us is the Kumain Canal. I just scrolled past that. Salt Lions, which doesn't sell supplies. Quaker's Haven sells for 30. Gator's Mourn. Oh, I should write this the way I've been writing the other ones here. Fuel 30. Supplies 40 at Gator's Mourn. We're not going that direction anyway. Where was the Kumain Canal? That one's north of us. Kumain? Let's just search for canal. This one does sell 20, 30. Fuel 20, supplies 30. Well, that's the same as it is here. There's no reason to go out of my way for that. Iron Republic. Wow, fuel is only 8 at the Iron Republic. If I do need fuel, I should go there. I have it written as supplies 25. So it's actually better at the Iron Republic. We can definitely make it to the Iron Republic from here. It's right here. Could also go to Visage. I do want to go to Salt Lions. I could go here, here, to here. Do like a little triangle thing. Do I have enough supplies to get to the Iron Republic? Probably. We're really min-maxing the supplies at this point in the game because we are poor and low on food. There's something underwater to the northeast. I mean, that wasn't my plan. I don't know if I have the supplies to really do a lot of exploring. Something over here. I want to come back when I have more supplies. We're down to 1 supply. I need to get to there in Republic. Maybe I'll go there first and then come back to Visage. I don't have the something. Oh, we do have something awaits. I mean, we're right here. Let's just stop. Oh, I didn't even do. God damn it! I just hit F again. I keep hitting F when I'm turning. Okay, that burns fuel, but not supplies. Maybe it's not even the worst thing. Okay, Wandering Parson. Now we can do these submarine requests. Now that we have the submarine. He glances nervously back at the face in the hill, but his handshake is strong. A wandering parson at Visage. He seeks passage to the Church of Low Barnet, beneath the Z, just outside London. Well, we're heading back to London. His suit is well tailored for an itinerant preacher. His cufflinks wink with sapphires. Offer passage for money. I do need money. A blessing or knowledge? Well, we need money, so... As much as I'd like to see some more interesting story stuff, I just need money at this point. 80 echoes, okay. A ready fare. Of course, you have your running expenses, citizen. I'll be no trouble. I'm studying the religions of the Unterzee by extracting the most admirable elements of each, and I mean to construct a modern, superior faith. For the spiritual nourishment of my congregation, of course. His cufflinks gleam. Thoughtfully, he pays his fare in advance. Well, that's good, at least. Alright, what can we do with something awaits here? Get the port report, first of all. We already done that. So this is the masks. Yeah, this was the thing. We did the frog mask first. There's another person with the moon moth mask. So we need money. Which one was the shopping one? I think it was the locust mask. We haven't tried that one this playthrough. We did the frog mask last time, which helped. It gained us knowledge, but not money. Yeah, locust. Seek profit. Carry away as many goods as possible. Let's do that. It looks voracious. Hunger for all things. Moonmoth settles a locust mask over your head. The eye holes are covered with a thin gold film, though, through which valuable objects gleam more brightly. May you find a happy harvest, says Moonmoth. Then, when you have partly turned away, it double knots the ties on its purse as though you're likely to pick its pockets. Doesn't it know you can't see it? Okay. We are now the locust mask. Okay, so the locust. What would the locust do? So the library had 2 options. It had an option to steal books. I mean, the locust would do that, but it's a Veils challenge. I did raise my veils a little bit. I'm not a bat, and I didn't write any notes about what the locust is doing. The other option is the flood court. There's a try to collect coins. I mean, that's what a bat would do. I mean, that's what a locust would do. Yeah, let's try going to the flood court first. We've been here before. I'm not going to read all the descriptions, but like, here we go. Gather coins from the flood court floor. This is what a locust would do. You need no more than 0. You have 2. How did I get 2 already? I haven't done anything yet. Okay, let's gather the coins from the floor. Gotcha. You wade into the water and begin gathering coins. People watch you from behind their masks, but no one tries to stop you. After a moment, the other locust masks in the room swarm with you, 4 and 5 and 6 people of you together, scraping up coins from the bottom of the pool, working your way along until everything is gone. It is just how a locust ought to behave. So we did that correctly. I mean, it's only 10 fragments, but we played our role correctly. We cannot go back to any of these. Okay, well, we can either trade masks with the moon moths or enter before. I mean, I don't know why we would end right away. Let's just keep going. I did this last time. Now we are wearing the moon moth mask. He says the same thing he said last time. It's kind of weird. Alright, Chief Geometer, Temple of Apis, or the side of the face. Chief Geometer is about giving gifts. I did bring 1 foxfire candle this time. I don't know if that's what a locust would do. Seek profit and carry away many goods. Temple of Apis, try to bandage a bowl, observe and make notes, collect some blood. Offer to sell a new undamaged bowl, ask whether the bowl will be alright. We did this side of the face last time, and we like ended up underground at a ceremony of some sort. I'm just trying to like see if these are things that locusts would be doing. Let's try the... We haven't been to the Temple of Apis yet. So let's try this one out. The Wounded God. In the center of the temple is a black bowl with a white diamond on its face. It is tied in place with heavy ropes, and it is wounded in the thigh. From this wound, it bleeds copiously without dying. Ask whether the bowl will be alright. It doesn't look well. Try to bandage the bowl. It's a shame it's suffering, so. Offer to sell them a new undamaged bowl. This is probably what the locust would do. Collect some blood for yourself. Perhaps it is a holy relic. Perhaps it can be sold as one. This also sounds like something the locust would do. Leave with respectful offering. Observe and make notes. I'm going to not do these two. These don't seem like things the locust would do. I'm thinking one of these. Offer to arrange an import or collect some blood. This one you can only do if you have 4. This one you can do if you have 5. So let's try this one first. Perhaps not. The priests are not impressed with the offer. Moon moths are not supposed to partake. Oh, no, I'm not the locust anymore. I'm the moon moth. That's right. Ah, crap. I did the wrong. I didn't play my role correctly in the play here. Anyways, the priests are not impressed with the offer. The moon moths are not supposed to partake in commercial or religious endeavors. Perhaps it's plain from your offer that you don't understand the requirements for identifying the Apis bowl, including the important rule that there can only be one at a time. Okay. I mean, I don't even know what the role of the moon moth is. I did bring a candle though, so I'm gonna give this guy a candle. You have heard he likes candles. Hunger set aside. The gift is suited to him personally. One can see this by the way he hesitates regretfully before he performs the rejection that etiquette requires. It was thoughtful, but it is not the gift of moth to cobra, therefore wrong. Okay. I should make notes of the... Oh, I mean, you're always going to be the moth when you're here, though. Like, you always have to don the moth mask. It is not the gift of moth to cobra. I want to make note of this, because this is... There's a lot of options in this place. This was the fresh candle. Not the proper gift of moth to cobra. We tried to collect some blood. It didn't work. No, we tried to sell the undamaged bowl, right? Yeah. Not proper for a moth. We knew that. I mean, I would have known that if I'd remembered that we were the moth. We still have only 4. No, I have 6. Let's go back to the Temple of Apis, I guess. Okay, so what would the moth do? Okay, well, none of these, I guess. Other than you can leave a token of offering. I mean, I guess we can see what that does. I don't think it's going to do anything, though. Impeccable. The tokens are small and not very valuable, as suits your lower rank in the community. The priests arrange them on a table with the other small items. As you go out, you pass by the more impressive gifts, drafting tools from the chief geometry, scales from the jackal, a heap of foreign coin brought by the cargo. Okay, well this does seem like what the moth would have done. It says impeccable. It suits your lower rank in the community. Suits the lower rank of a moth. I know I typed that wrong, but let's just fix this real fast. Suits the lower rank of a moth. End your performance and leave the island. You can't stay in character forever. You've lost 10 terror. When the citizens are distracted, you find your way to the familiar customs house and rid yourself of the mask and robe. There is satisfaction in laying aside a role well performed. Okay. So I guess if you don't get kicked off the island, like I think if you play your role badly, you can get kicked off. But if you make it all the way to the end without getting kicked off, I guess you get a negative 10 terror. Oh, there's no shops here. Okay, so we have one supply. We're going to go straight over here to Iron Republic. Get some more supplies over there. It's actually just south a little bit. Although we're going the wrong direction. So we're going to gain supplies. We're going to like... Yeah, maybe I should just bought supplies in the Isle of Cats. It wasn't that much of a difference in price. The time it's going to take us to go from here to here is not even worth the cheapness, or I mean the difference in price, I should say. Yeah, this was, oh my god, we're not even, I mean it's too late to change direction now. Having 21 crew really eats through your supplies. You have to have at least 15 or you get penalties. You have to have at least half your crew. So I wanted to buy a few extra just to like, you know, not lose one crew member and then be under the, okay, perfect timing for the something awaits at least. Get the port report. Oh, doesn't it give you terror? I lost one page. What? Fact or effect in fiction. Record the robot's defense is like trying to sing wax, or believe water. You do what you can. The third paragraph, but okay, it's the same description. I don't know if I noted last time that it lost pages. The Calvary Doctrine is open for business. Oh, they don't sell supplies? Wait, what? That's not good. Oh, that's not good. Maybe this opens up the shop that sells supplies. We're definitely not gonna do this if this is gonna give us supplies. Oh, 12 double bone dice, 4-mount weapon. We don't. The Gestalt, the Gesundheit conspiracy is open for business. Do they sell supplies? No. Well, that's not good. That is not good. Okay, but I need to change my notes for this place because Iron Republic, they do not reliably sell supplies. Because I went here thinking that I would be able to buy supplies and not a reliable source of supplies. Maybe I wrote, oh, you can sell supplies. Oh. I had that wrong. I wrote in my notes that you can sell them supplies. Okay, well. We're about to find out what happens when the hunger. We can buy supplies in Command Canal at least. We will head there, but we're about to find out what happens when the hunger meter goes past up to here, I guess. I should have bought supplies here. And then just gone straight north to the Salt Lions. This whole detour over to the Iron Republic was ill-advised. Maybe there'll be a crab up here we can shoot. Crew groans with hunger. If you had, if there's other things you can eat. You can eat the strange catch and the live specimen. We'll do that maybe if we get closer to the end. Okay, here we go. Don't let your hunger reach 100, it says. Well, we may end up eating our live catch then. I'm gonna do full power to the engines. Memories of plenty, hot porridge with creamy milk and honey, the smell of roast chicken, rubbery lamps, the way they cook them on Mutton Island, the crisp flesh of a newly unearthed Eden fungus, oh god. Distract yourself. Find something else, anything else. Run, emergency drills, debate, philosophy. Obsess, warm, crispy, steaming, crunchy, tart, sweet, soft, salty, savor these words. You walk along the ship watching the crew addressing infected others. You are suitably distracted and they know their captain is watching. Okay. Don't let this reach 100. How much is it going up each time? We're so close. But I don't think we're gonna make it before it hits 100. I guess we eat our strange catch. You've lost 50 hunger. You were fortunate. Adventures in marine cuisine. The cook converts it to a sort of minimalist bouillabaisse. Bouillabaisse, whatever it's called. Bouillabaisse. It's salty and peculiar, but it does something for your hunger at least. Ugh. We need to buy at least 2 supplies. It's gonna eat one immediately, and then we're right back in the same boat. We do have something awaits. I hope my notes weren't wrong for this place too. They're not. Well, what can we do here? We can get the port report. Definitely can't do any of this stuff, so we can just listen for surface gossip and gain one vision of the surface. We've done that before. I really wanted to go to the Salt Lions, but I don't even want to make any more detours at this point. I'm not even sure this amount of supplies is enough. I mean, it can go all the way up to here, so hopefully it'll be okay. On the second one, I mean. On your final supply. Plus there's some crabs up here, maybe we can kill those crabs again. Yeah, this has been a rough session. Oh, here's a crab. Turn the lights on. Get him in range of my cannon here. I gotta dissect it before Hunter goes to the bar here. Perfect timing, actually. Butcher it for supplies. Lost all our hunger. Actually, that was actually useful. We really need that hunger. Gotta get the port report for Port Murray, or Mutton Island. It's only worth 1 fuel and 5 echoes, I believe. I mean, 1 fuel's not nothing, but get it out of the way a little bit. Does it cost me 1 fuel to go here and then around? Probably. It probably basically cost me 1 fuel to get it. Maybe not quite, but it's not a crab, but I'd have to go out of my way over there just to get to him. If I don't kill him before the hunger meter gets to here, it'll just eat the supply and then reset the meter. I notice I still have the cat, but the Bloomington has more stats. Well, this was an interesting session. We're gonna have to deal with the repercussions of going back without bringing the shady man's goods. We didn't get to stop. One of the whole points I bought this ship was to be able to carry that chunks of stone from here to here. We didn't. We had planned to do it on our way back, but we ended up in a pretty large detour, and like we're desperate to get back to town here. So yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, you can't do manual saves in this game. You just got to deal with the consequences of your actions, which actually is one of the things I like about this game. I mean, I think it's an interesting way to like not having the ability to do quick saves or whatever. Just like makes it more of a story. Like, you know, it's like you can't just like do the correct thing, get the best outcome every time. You actually have to go with the flow and see how things end up. But yeah, here we are back in London. We're gonna get to the part where we can click on things, and then we'll call it for the day. Well, if we'd had the thing we were supposed to bring, we'd have to go through this dialogue here for contraband. So what options would have been? I could have used the Admiralty, 5 of the Admiralty's favors to avoid the customs officer. You can declare them. We would not have been able to do that. I don't think, because it said you're supposed to hide them. I don't think we could not. This would not have been an option because we would have had the crate of brilliant soul. So this says you can only do this if you have 0. So this would not have been an option. So we would either have had to declare them, which would have cost us some amount of money. It doesn't show us how much it would be because we don't have the goods in our hold. Or we would have had to do this thing for 5 of the favors, or set it aside. I mean, this doesn't do anything, so we don't have any money. Alright, well. We were over 50, so before we had a different option here. We had like a news option, but now because we're over 50 terror, I guess we can only do the breath of relief. As soon as the gangplank touches the quayside, the terrors of the deep sea lighten. Walk taller, smile more readily, but what dreams may cling? Well, it is a relief that we made it home, I guess. Terror's always used to 50. It was only 51, so that wasn't really... Oh, it gives you a nightmare strength. So that wasn't great. Oh, here's the messages thing, so that's still there. I mean, it comes after this, I guess. Well, the blind bruiser may not be happy. Yep. Oh, Lord. Good evening again. It seems you do not have the package we expected. Perhaps you still possess the payment, a suitable sum of interest to cover our expenses? Well, we can't do that. Otherwise, we must visit a reckoning upon you and yours. Behind the blind bruiser, a gang of ruffians clap iron-shod cudgels on their hands. The forces of law are conspicuous by their absence. Paid off, no doubt. This doesn't look good. Oh, there's no other option, so... You see them off, entirely without casualty. Hey, I actually succeeded a challenge for once. One sailor will never sail again, but they retreat at last, hurling threats and curses. Oh, so we've actually lost the quest. Your objective for collecting the Cherry Man's cargo is gone. Well, like I said, you can't load in this game, so you gotta deal with the consequences of your actions. At least we didn't have to spend $1,000 buying those echoes. I mean, I don't know if he would have given us money back in exchange, but whatever the result would have been, we can't do it now, so it is what it is. And that's part of this game, just dealing with bad situations and just rolling with the punches. Sometimes things go your way, and this session, things really didn't go our way. So, all right, see you next time.